Welcome to the fifth installation of the Norwalk Gamer Symphony virtual recitals. Tonight, we are going to be featuring character themes. That's right, we are featuring themes that are specific to beloved characters. So we have a really wide selection of games tonight, as you will see in our program. I'm really excited about this. And of course, with no doubt, the Legend of Zelda series made it into the program 3 times, as
Groundbreaking.
I'm not surprised. Definitely the orchestra's favorite video game series. Anyway, without further ado, I'm actually gonna hand the mic over to our lovely secretary, Sam, because he is going to be reading us some short descriptions, program note type things before each of our performances. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you all for coming out tonight. I really enjoy having the opportunity to share music with all of you. So let's rock this. I'm really excited to see these performances. Go ahead, Sam.
The Able sisters, Sable and Mabel, operate their family business, a clothing store, in various Animal Crossing titles. Multiple musical cues are associated with them, and tonight, Lexi is going to present a medley of those tunes, composed by Manaka, Kataoka, and Atsuko Asahi from the 2012 installment Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Dum ba ba dum dum ba ba dum dum ba ba dum dum ba ba da dum ba ba dum dum ba ba dum dum ba ba dum dum ba ba da dum ba ba dum dum ba ba dum dum ba ba dum dum ba ba da dum ba
Clap.
That was super cool.
Thanks.
How did you choose the syllables you were using?
Lots of playing around. For the second part there with the blep blep, the blep blep part, I don't know. I just was trying to sing it and I was being silly and I sang blep blep and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds just like what I'm looking for. So I stuck with it. Yep. That was fun.
Being a little silly is a prerequisite for Animal Crossing songs.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of fun though. Okay. Go ahead, Sam.
Okay,
Take it away
cool.
for our next one.
Yeah. In 2002's The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Link's sister Errol is kidnapped and Link departs to save her, leaving his grandma alone at home. She struggles throughout the game with feelings of abandonment, but she cares deeply for Link, offering him the family's shield to help him begin his quest, and later on some hearty soup. Tonight, let's welcome our guest contributor Jared, who brings us Grandma by Koji Kondo.
Grandma.
Yay, Grandma!
That face.
We don't deserve grandma.
Well, thank you, Jared. So the next piece in our lineup here is actually from me. So Mega Man's long-lost older brother makes his first appearance in the series in 1990's Mega Man 3 for the Nintendo Entertainment System, stepping out of the shadows in a crumbling fortress to rescue his younger brother from demise. With a lonely whistled tune to announce his entrance, Blues, as he is called in Japan, is shrouded in mystery, solitude, and a bit of sadness, as he lacks relationships with his father and siblings, whose Japanese names, by the way, are Rock and Roll. This is Proto Man's theme, also called The Whistle Concert, by Yasuaki Fujita.
Clap, clap, clap,
Nice.
clap, 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 clap. Big clap.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
So cool.
Thank you very much.
I dig the Proto Man attire.
It turns out I'm a lot worse at playing my instruments with sunglasses on.
You kind of look like you could have been on the cast of Duck Dynasty with the bandana and sunglasses.
No.
Yeah, I figured I was kind of like a knockoff Proto Man without the actual helmet and
Yeah.
visor, but you know.
I liked it.
Well, coming up next on our lineup here, appearing in 2017's The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Kass is a traveling musician who regretfully forsakes his obligations to his family as he strives to honor the incomplete quest of his late mentor, but in so doing plays a role in the cleansing of Hyrule, leading Link to greater revelations with the contents of his songs. Hearing Kass's tunes in the distance always made me feel a gust of hope and excitement. So let's listen to Nina play Kass's theme by Yasuaki Iwata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank.
Very, very well done.
Enjoyed your little description, Sam.
Thank you.
Actually, kind of forgot the details of Kass's backstory a little bit.
Yeah, how it's like an actually like tragic choice he had to make. Well, I guess speaking of tragedy, the next piece on our lineup today. Well, all right, I shouldn't have started it that way. Well, so the Kingdom Hearts franchise, while famous for many reasons, is perhaps most well known for its intricate, convoluted, and retconned plot that sprawls over a dozen games. With that in mind, saying that Xion is an imperfect replica of Sora derived from his memories of Kairi, created by Organization 13 to harness the power of the Keyblade and open Kingdom Hearts, may be too confusing. So let's just say this. Xion was never meant to exist. She was never real, never truly needed, and manufactured only as a tool for the powers of darkness. 2009's Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2 is a journey through Xion's short life as she establishes relationships, learns of her origins, and ultimately chooses to cease to exist in order to keep balance in the world, even though she desperately wants to live. 358 Days Over 2 is a tragedy. Even before beginning the game, the player knows the devastating conclusions each of its main characters will face. Yet, that is what makes the game so captivating. The tragedy of Xion's existence and her eventual purposeful demise is reflected wonderfully and powerfully in her character theme, composed by the masterful Yoko Shimomura. It encapsulates the innocence of her life and her desire to live, even though she knows that she will never be able to. Known as one of the most beloved songs in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, please enjoy Xion's theme by Mary.
Big clap. Big clap.
Sad clap.
That video you put together,
Good.
the video you put together made me feel like sad for Xion, even though I've never played the games.
I couldn't really hear you, but sure, whatever you said. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying that the video you put together made me even feel nostalgic, or made me feel like sad for Xion, even though I've never played the games.
Like, that game is so good and no one really likes that game and they're objectively wrong. And that theme is so good and that I found it on MuseScore for Flute Trio. I can download it if anyone wants to perform that like live. Mine was like very, very nice sewage. The actual arrangement is totally killer. Would love to play it with anyone. Like, let me know and I can rearrange it. So it's a fantastic song.
I'll play it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Cool.
You could probably rearrange one of the parts for the alto flute, right? I don't see why not.
Oh yeah, Flute 3 could definitely go down there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
that sounds sick.
I know.
Okay.
So here's the thing: we got to find somebody to play the alto flute, and we got to turn one of the parts into a bass flute part.
Yeah.
And it'll be perfect. That's what we got to do.
Well, I like how these plans are shaping up. Well, we can keep going, though, in the recital here. So our next piece tonight comes from 2020's Hades. Now, that game explores kind of a remixing of characters from Greek mythology. Good Riddance, the song that we're going to hear tonight, from the score by Darren Korb, is the theme of Orpheus and Eurydice, who in the ancient version of the story are lovers separated by death and almost reunited, but for Orpheus's lack of faith in the promises of Hades. So let's get a glimpse of the new depiction of these characters, courtesy of Bryan, Nina, and Mike.
Oh yeah.
That was excellent, you guys.
Really good. That was awesome.
Wait, guys! Oh my gosh, we missed a thing. Go back. Hold on, I'm gonna
Huh?
rewind it. No, just listen. Just listen. Everybody, listen carefully. Go back to the stream and just listen. Just listen. Hold on. Okay, ready?
That was a good one.
You own it, girl. Yes. I think I speak for everyone here when I say that was literally amazing.
That was great. The vocal harmonies are like perfect the whole time.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could
thank
we
you
could
to,
definitely. Sorry, Brian.
I was gonna say thank you to Lexi and Nick for fixing my attempt at an arrangement.
We could definitely like expand that out into like a full sort of small ensemble arrangement with some strings and stuff. That'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool.
I like all the progress we're making in this recital here.
At the same time, I kind of like the simplicity of it being like just the way that it is.
Yeah, that's also true.
I think that's kind of what sells this.
Why not both?
Yeah, we could mess around with it.
Some nice
Turning
reverb
into a
to that
music
electric
committee
cello.
I agree. You can get like a best of both worlds scenario where you like start off simple and then bring in all this extra colors and
there
then
you go.
yeah.
Look at us.
We're so smart.
Yes.
Well, all right. So our next piece of the night, in the 2011 title, Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword, Link obtains a legendary sword known as the Goddess Sword. Residing within this hallowed blade is the spirit Fi, who becomes a steadfast companion for Link throughout his adventure, helping him along the way. Tonight, Liz will present Fi's theme by Takeshi Hama. That was great. I liked the phase between to like the piano kind of outro.
Often
Yeah, that transition took me like 20 minutes to figure out how to do. It was really weird.
20 minutes well spent.
I kept like deleting everything by accident. Like, why? But I think we figured it out.
Very happy to have you with us, Liz. Yeah, it was great to hear from you.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Well, so I see our next piece queued up here. So, inspired by Paul's suggestion, actually, tonight Ben will interpret for us a pair of Yoko Shimomura's character themes from 1993's Super Street Fighter II, namely the ones for the American warriors Guile and Ken. In a soundtrack where culture and character are often communicated through music, Guile received a kind of melancholy trumpet fanfare, perhaps reflecting his military background and sense of duty. And Ken got a dark rock and roll theme, fitting for a guy who hangs out at docksides looking for street fights. Well, let's take a listen.
Amazing.
Ben,
All the claps.
where did you get all that footage? Did you actually fight people yourself, or?
No, I didn't have time to do that. I did have my emulator all ready to go, but I ended up just ripping it from some other person's game.
Okay. Yeah, man, Ken's theme is one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite Super Nintendo tracks.
Yeah, it's up there for me too.
Oh, cool. Well, cool. So our next piece is coming from Nick, and I was actually told that Nick, you wanted to speak a little bit before your piece, right?
Yeah. Sorry. I'll say just a couple things about the piece. I won't go into super in depth, but first of all, it's so it was originally my intention was to perform this as a solo piano piece, but it ended up I wasn't able to quite get it up to tempo playing both hands together, unfortunately, so I ended up doing the treble clef on one track and the bass clef on a separate track. So it's sort of you can almost look at it as a piece for 4-hand piano in a way, or 3-hand piano. And yeah, so this is it's called Approaching Champion Cynthia. It's from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, also Platinum. And it's most people know the Cynthia theme as being the theme that plays when you fight against Cynthia in the Elite Four. But this is what the music that plays as you're sort of approaching her, and when you enter the champion's room, and she's at the end of the room and you have to walk across it. And a lot of people don't actually hear this music because or not the whole thing at least, because they just run right to her and start the battle right away. But it's actually and I hadn't either until I was sort of doing research and heard this piece, and I was blown away by this. It's this very elaborate romantic sort of piano piece that almost doesn't even fit in with the rest of the Diamond and Pearl soundtrack. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, all right, I have to do this. Even though it's kind of crazy and impossible, I have to somehow pull this off. So yeah, let's take a look.
I see you meant romantic in 1800s for a variety of the word.
Yeah. Romantic as in the era of classical music, very Chopin-esque, very Liszt-esque. Yeah.
Extremely
yeah, that was
impressive.
awesome.
You can do that all in one go?
Yeah. I was able to get it to 160 beats per minute. And that the original is at 200-ish, and that's what that was. But I can get to 160 barely, but it's not easy.
That still doesn't compute.
Yeah, the left hand is kind of, it requires a lot of dexterity.
And to think that they put that into a song that's just when you I presume just walking across the length
totally
of a room.
The most passing thing in the game. You would never even pay any attention to it.
Well, awesome. Thank you for sharing that piece, Nick.
Thank you.
Well, okay. So our next piece on the agenda, to set the scene for this one, when a demented circus troupe arrives in Dirtmouth, the ringmaster enjoins the knight to dance with him in a sequence in order to complete a sinister ritual. These tangos with the Nightmare Troupe's leader, Grim, are among the most harrowing combats in 2017's Hollow Knight, and Christopher Larkin's theme music for Grim intensifies the thrill significantly. Presenting Grim tonight are Chris and Paul.
Also, I was given special directions for this one to let it play all the way through the end, so I'm assuming that there's going to be some kind of special take at the end. So please hold your applause. Thank you. Yay! Oh, okay. It looks like that's the end of it. Sorry.
Yeah. Quick shout out to my contributors. Yeah, Ben, I think, did the take in one day or something and turned it around. And then like Paul was kind of helping with the whole process. He redid the entire timpani part like last night in an hour. And then also, yeah, shout out to Nick for helping me get my setup and everything. my first time dealing with like digital audio, so it's pretty cool. Oh, I do have a full. I have a full arrangement for it. If anybody could hear really closely, there's actually like string parts in the background and everything. So there's a full orchestral part.
Awesome.
Awesome. Cool.
I'm down.
Well, yeah, man, like listening to that, I saw the fireballs coming down from his body and moving across the screen in threes. I was like, memories.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite boss fights of all time. And I'd actually had this like arrangement in my head for the last like year, more than a year, I think. So it's nice to finally do it.
Cool. Well, maybe another one we can move forward with again once we're able to play together.
Put that on the dock.
Well, our final piece for tonight, our final character is Bayonetta. Bayonetta is sassy, in charge, and independent, and her theme music from the 2014 title Bayonetta 2 reflects her agency and character as it blends sensuality and class. Let's listen as Vince plays Tomorrow Is Mine by Hiroshi Yamaguchi.
Nice.
Yeah, Vince, that was great.
Thanks. Yeah, that was broken.
I know you weren't playing this part, but I loved the bass line in that piece. It was like really fun to groove along with.
I know. I was like, if I had time, I would have been like, get a tenor saxophone and get an alto saxophone and just do that middle part, just like 3 different saxophones.
Guess we could arrange
By
this
the middle
one for
part-
an ensemble too.
Yeah. By middle part, do you mean the part that was like the dun dun dun, the
Yeah.
weird like syncopated or triplet thing or whatever?
Yeah, that part. That part, like when you listen it into like the full soundtrack, it has like this like entire like everything is in unison. Like all the brass and all the saxophones are like playing the same thing all at one time, and then it goes into like back into everything again. Even there, I think there's like a flute that plays as well during that part as well, but I think it's like a low register flute, or it's like an alto flute. I think I can't remember.
Cool. Well, Lexi, would you like to close out the recital?
Sure. Yes, I would. So that brings us to the end of tonight's recital. I hope you all had a lot of fun because I definitely had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing these things because, like I said, it's a really great opportunity for all of us to share music that we love with other people. And as you've seen, we give each other some really great ideas as to what other music is out there, or remind each other of what wonderful music we've listened to before. So with that being said, I just want to say some thank yous before we head out, including a special thank you to Nick, Nina, Sam, to all of our performers, to everybody who came here tonight, and everybody who's watching this after the fact on YouTube. We really appreciate you, and without all of you people, we would not be here tonight. If you really like what you saw here tonight, as always, I would totally recommend you go check out our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and our Twitch page because we are doing some really cool stuff on there.
And Patreon.
And Patreon. Oh yes, and we have a Patreon, which you should totally join because if you join any or if you pledge any of our Patreon levels, then you get special access to our Discord server, which would get you some really cool friends. I would certify everybody here as a cool friend. Certified cool friends. Anyway, I will see you all later. Have a wonderful rest of your night. And don't forget to hit that like button. Bye!